Today, I tortured the elves in WorldBox. I destroyed their houses, buildings, and farms. I bombed them and completely wiped out their entire race. But why? Well, this video didn't originally start out like that. It was supposed to be a challenge between rich elves and rich humans, so stay tuned to see what happened. So, I started off by making a square map and filling it up with soil. After that, I planted almost every kind of biome to add some variety to the world. Then, I placed a lot of trees and bushes so the elves and humans wouldn't starve to death. I also added a ton of rare ores like gold and silver, since this was a challenge between rich elves and rich humans. But to make things harder, I placed toxic stones near the gold so it wouldn't be too easy to mine. After that, I spawned some wildlife like sheep, cows, and rabbits. I even added a few bears. And yeah, I didn't know it yet, but those bears would cause some serious problems later. Next, I drew a stone line in the middle of the map to separate the two species so they wouldn't fight right away. For some reason, I just couldn't draw the line straight. It took me a bunch of tries. Eventually, I managed to get it right. That's when I noticed the wall near the toxic stones was getting eaten away. I tried putting down some ancient walls to block it, but even those got destroyed. So I just left it like that. With the map ready, I spawned 5 elves and 5 humans on each side. Right from the start, both groups began building. But the elves built their fireplace much faster than the humans. They also started covering more land while the humans were still behind. At one point, the humans' fireplace even died out. I didn't think much of it, so I focused on watching the elves. The elves were way ahead. They quickly built houses, a windmill, and paths. Their king even had a stone spear, and most of the elves had the attractive trait. After watching the elves build for a while, I went over to check on the humans. That's when I realized all the humans were gone. Their buildings were abandoned, and there was no sign of them anywhere. I searched the jungle near the gold and even checked the elves' side, but I couldn't find a single human. So, after looking around for a while, I decided to respawn them. The elves were progressing really fast, so I spawned 5 more humans in the same spot where their old camp used to be. But as soon as I did, the problem started. Bears immediately began chasing them and killing them, and before long, the new batch of humans was completely wiped out too. To fix this, I stopped time and decided to deal with the bear problem myself. For the next 15 minutes, I went around killing every single bear on the human side just to make sure they wouldn't attack again. I also noticed that bears weren't attacking the elves at all. In fact, they seemed to be friendly with them. Once I cleared the area, I spawned 9 humans, 4 more than before, to give them a fairer chance, since the elves already had houses and buildings. But right as I started time again, a bear spawned out of nowhere and attacked. Luckily, all 9 humans fought back and killed it. Then another bear came running, but this time I managed to kill it before it caused any damage.
Bye, have a great time!
For a moment, things looked better. The humans were alive, and I thought they were finally safe. But then I noticed 2 humans had wandered into the amethyst biome, where they were busy hunting rabbits and fighting yet another bear. I was honestly so confused. Where were all these bears even coming from? Meanwhile, on the elves' side, everything was smooth. They had plenty of upgraded houses, a windmill, and were exploring even more land. So, I sped up the time by 20x to watch both species evolve. The elves were super productive cutting down trees, replanting them, building structures, and expanding their territory. But the humans? They were doing nothing because once again, the humans were eaten by the bears. And I had no idea where the bears were coming from. I quickly zoomed out and saw the bears migrating from the elves' side. But how? There was a wall between them, until I noticed the elves had broken the wall and were sending bears to the human side to kill them. Then they started claiming human territory. I stopped time and spawned about 20-50 humans, then started time again. The humans began evolving fast. They explored as much land as the elves and made upgraded buildings. The elves were still more advanced. Mines, farms, and fancy houses everywhere. For a moment, I thought everything was set. Then the humans went extinct again. I was furious. The elves had used the bears to wipe out the humans. Instead of respawning more humans, I decided to teach the elves a lesson. I played around in the disasters tab, poured lava over their village, and watched everyone burn and scream as elves ran for their lives. I surrounded their village with lava until I felt bad and put out the fire in the center. But some elves had already fled and started a new village on the human side. I gave them a little time to progress, then I threw a grenade over them, completely destroying their new buildings. Night came, and the surviving elves began moving around trying to rebuild. I wanted them to suffer more, so I spawned countless landmines in hopes they'd step on them, and sure enough, many did. After a break, I went full Thanos and erased half the world's population. Still tired of the elves rebuilding, I decided to end it all by dropping an atom all over the map, completely destroying every single biome, resource, and ore. Once the entire world was ruined, I spawned 5 humans across the map, but instead of letting them live, I decided to throw grenades and wipe them out too. And that's how it all ended, so kindly subscribe, like the video, and comment any video ideas you want me to make next.